I can't think of a better way to celebrate Black History Month than with a bunch of comics. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is a mid-month comic book haul. It's Black History Month. It's February, the time that we take to recognize, I guess, contributions from Black Americans to history, culture, all those things, right? I probably should have a better speech considering I double majored in African American history in college, but hey. The point is, we're celebrating Blackness all month long. And I decided to go ahead this month and make some like long awaited purchases, some purchases that I had been putting off for a while for no particular reason. But I just decided, February 2024, for whatever reason, I'm going to make a concerted effort to go in and fill some holes in the collection, fill some gaps in the collection with books that I just had heard about, but for whatever reason had not purchased. And so this is going to be part one of my February comic haul. This haul is going to be a bunch of stuff that has come out previously. Like, this is older material that's either just being collected for the first time or it's been collected for a minute and I'm just now grabbing it. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to show you guys some of the newer things that have come out in celebration of Black History Month. And so that's where we'll do like the variant covers and stuff like that I've been grabbing all month long. But let's take a look at some of the older material that I grabbed this month for Black History Month. And we're going to start it off with a banger. This something I grabbed on eBay. This is a book that I've known about for a little while, but just had never picked up. But this from Larry Stroman and Todd Johnson is Tribe. This is a signed copy of Tribe, issue number 1. And this has the distinction from Image Comics of being the biggest selling Black comic book ever, right? And I'm pretty sure they mean that by creative team. This is the biggest selling book with a Black writer and artist, but also featuring a Black super team. Technically, this is an independent Black book. It's published through Image, but it's independent. So the biggest independently selling Black issue of a comic book of all time is this book. It sold over 1 million copies through the direct market and newsstands back in 1993, which means after 30 years, this is coming back. Well, yeah, celebrating 30th anniversary. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. But Tribe actually ran 4 issues total across a number of publishers. This is issue 2. Basically, they did their big debut through Image, and actually, we'll let Johnson and Stroman tell the story on the Comics Are Dope podcast when they come through. But point is, they would left Image after that first issue dropped. This is issue number 2, and this is issue number 3 from Axis Comics, which is their creator-owned company that they started. There is a 4th issue. It's actually the 0 issue, but it wraps up the rest of the storylines. That one's a little bit too rich for my blood. It's going for kind of crazy prices on eBay, so I don't have that. But I did grab Tribe, issues 1, 2, and 3 for a bit of a Black history nostalgia. I'm excited to read these for the first time. You may know Larry Stroman for some of his work on X Factor. That's probably the biggest thing he did outside of this. Worked for Marvel over the years. Great artist and a Black man. So shout out to them. They launched in the same year as Milestone, but no Milestone issue ever had the individual success that this did. So that's a really cool accomplishment. Now, another book that I grabbed, this is a little bit newer, but this is Static Shadows of Dakota. I could have included this in the latter half of the month, but it was already in my pile. So it's here. The Static Shadows of Dakota. This is a series written and drawn by Nick Draper Ivey, also written by Vita Ayala. Issues 1 through 7, as well as the Static Anansi team up issue. I think that's it, actually. So yeah, very cool stuff. I reviewed this. I did an overview of this on the channel, so no need to belabor the point. Let's look at some of the other really cool Black comics I got this month. Next up, another hardcover. This is DC Power, a celebration. This is actually the Black History Month celebration from 2023. They actually did print a new issue or publish a new issue this year of DC Power, and that's not available in hardcover just yet. Maybe next month. I don't know. Thought it was an interesting decision to reprint this book in hardcover literally a year later, but I grabbed it mostly because I love this cover, but also there's a story in here from the DC Power from last year contained a story written by Morgan Hampton, and he wrote a Cyborg story, and he ended up getting a Cyborg miniseries off the back of this success. And now he's written a 6-issue Cyborg series, and that is completely out and is about to be collected in trade paperback. So this has that first issue of that Cyborg series, as well as the little the Cyborg story from DC Power 2023. But this anthology features a ton of like up and coming Black creatives teamed up with some legendary Black creatives. There's a reprint of Far Sector, a portion of Far Sector #1 in here. There is also the Batman Black and White issue by John Ridley. There's a pretty cool story by Lamont McGee. Vixen and Batwing get a team up from Chuck Brown. Cool stuff in DC Power issue 2023. Now, let's get to some older stuff that I've been putting off for a minute for whatever reason. But first, we'll start with this. This is an issue. This is Comic Book Collector, issue #7. It's a magazine, and it's a comic price guide. This is just an early appearance of Milestone Media. This cover date on this, July 1993. So this would have been after the first couple of Milestone books came out. But there's an article in here just sort of detailing what Milestone is. And there's a pretty cool interview in this article written by Steve Fritz. They even talk about Anaya, which was another Black publisher. But they actually they have quotes in here from Dwayne McDuffie, from Dennis Cowan, and Derek Dingle. And it's really cool. And then you get it's really just this 2-page spread. But cool stuff there. So I grabbed it because I love this hardware image here. Like, that just looks dope. And I don't think I've seen that image anywhere else. So there we go. Now, these next few books I actually grabbed in a lot together. And so one of the books that I have picked up in recent years, I bought a book called Run, written by the Congressman John Lewis, the late Congressman John Lewis, who is pretty famous for marching with Dr. Martin Luther King, being a member of SNCC, and, being a civil rights champion who later went on to serve the United States Congress for Alabama. And this, the book Run talks about his run for Congress, but the book March details some of his earliest activism. And for the longest time, I just did not have this book. And now I do. I actually found this on eBay. They have March Book 1, March Book 2, and March Book 3. And all of that, as well as this library copy of King, the comics biography by Ho Che Anderson. This book is dope. It's an oversized hardcover. Mine is a former library copy, but I got this and the entire March trilogy for $19.99 on eBay. Like, a steal. As a matter of fact, I think it was listed for $19.99, but I made an offer for $15 and they still had to pay like $4 shipping. So to get all this for like $19 shipped, that's crazy. Because cover price on one of these is $15. Yeah. The March hardcover, or the March paperbacks, volume 1 is $14.99. The other 2 volumes are $19.99. And then this King comics biography was a $35 cover price book. So I've already started reading this, the King comics biology. I really like that it's a very, neutral. It's an unbiased history of Martin Luther King. It's a biography, but it shows the good, the ups, the downs, like, you know, the cater to you bridge. But no, it shows like all of the highs and low points. And what I like about this biography is you get these sort of side character interviews, sort of man on the street accounts of who Dr. King was, how they felt about specific moments in Dr. King's life, whether it's a certain speech that he gave or a moment where he won a certain case or didn't. And you get to hear like what the word on the street was about Dr. King at the time and not just sort of revisionist history. All of that in like this really cool, like mixed media style. There's like photos. You can see there's some where it's like traditionally like inked and it's like super black and white, but then there's other stuff where it's like colored and it's colored pencil and watercolors and just really, really cool stuff in this book. And then beyond that, he also includes a book that he did about, I want to say it's the Million Man March, Ho Che Anderson did. And I've passed it clearly. Black Dogs was a sort of experimental book that he did. So yeah, it has the Black Dogs series. It also has a prelude to the King biography. So that's really, really cool stuff. To be able to get this deluxe edition and basically get all these for free, that was an amazing steal. And it was actually this eBay pickup that really had me like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a bunch of Black comics during Black History Month. Now, I might regret that at the end of this month, since putting out Black comics during February is what every publisher does. So now I'm kind of over budget for the month. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the first half of my Black History Month comic book pickups, because I don't think I'm going to have time to review these before the month is over. But these books definitely deserve a spotlight. And if you have not heard of them, I wanted you to hear from them, hear about them from me. Anyways, clearly I'm rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, I'll see you guys in another one real soon. Till then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.